Hi, my name is Roger Leckel. I live in North Georgia mountains. I had two Trane heating and air conditioning units installed around November of 2017. I've had problems with air leaks on one of the units, and I've tried constantly to contact Trane and talk to somebody from Trane customer service other than the contracted customer service function. I can't complain about the units except for the installation, but Trane keeps passing me back to their initial installer where the problem began, and then to their customer service organization. And all I want to do, and all I hope this does, is get me in contact with somebody, an actual Trane employee. We installed two Trane units at the end of 2017 in a retirement home we built. I've had problems since the initial installation with air leaks around the panel. And I can take a picture of that maybe later and send it to you. But in any case, I called my builder and asked him to have the company come out, the local Trane representative come out. Their name is Installation Management Services. And they came out and looked at the unit and said there was nothing they could do except put duct sealing tape around it. And I said that was not acceptable because the unit shouldn't be leaking. And the repairman told me that there was nothing he could do other than the tape. Well, I took the unit door off about a week ago and looked at it, and it's got foam rubber sealing around all of the panel. So it clearly Trane intended for this to be a sealed unit. So I've gone through all kinds of hassle with Trane. I've called my builder. He's come out, and I also had apparently Trane called the original installer. And the original installer came up with a long song and dance that isn't accurate. Basically the same thing. But this time they added that the units are supposed to operate now on positive air pressure, meaning pushing air out around the cracks. And they used to operate on negative pressure. Well, again, that does not comport with what they said about the sealing tape that's on the inside of the door. So I've not been able to resolve this. I do have a different Trane representative coming today at 12, and so I don't know what he'll say, but this is at my expense. The problem I'm having, Elena, is really not with Trane equipment as much as it is with Trane installation. And the main problem is, every time I try to reach out to Trane, the company, all I get is a contracted customer service organization. So, and I finally talked to Trane in Tyler, Texas, where the manufacturing is, and asked them who was the president of the company, because I was going to write him. And they said, well, we don't know who the president is, but we know who the vice president is. And I said, okay, I'll write him. So I Googled the name, found it, and in fact, he is the president of, I think his title is Trane Residential Heating and Air Conditioning and Supplies or something like that. So I wrote him a letter. Didn't hear back from him at all, but did hear back from the same customer service organization that I was talking to and have been talking to originally. So my big problem is not being able to talk to a actual Trane representative that works for Trane and is not contracted to Trane. And I feel certain if I could get through to a Trane representative, an actual Trane employee, I think I would make much more progress. So that's the first problem I'm having. The second problem is I've called at least 5 times. 3 of those times, I gave them my registration numbers on my units. 2 of those times, they said they could not find that the unit was registered. Therefore, it was only the warranty was only good for 1 year. I know for a fact, an absolute fact, that my builder registered those units because he told me, number one, that he did, and number two, the third time I called, a Trane representative, again from the contract company, was able to find the registration, but it was in my builder's name and not my name. So I don't know what happened there unless I told them my name. They looked up the numbers and thought, well, the builder's name is not who I'm speaking to, therefore it's not registered. So that's the 2 problems I have. Considering all my failures in the past, Elena, just talking to somebody from Trane and allowing me to explain the difficulties would be monumental, in my opinion. Plus, in about 2 hours, another Trane representative will be here, and I'll get a second opinion, again at my expense. And I would hope, though, that Trane would, at least consider calling me, especially after I have the second opinion. Now, the second opinion may come back and say the first thing that Trane told me. Again, that's hard for me to believe because the ceiling frame, the frame of the main unit has got ceiling foam tape all around it, all around all the openings. So it's clear to me that Trane intended for that to be a sealed area. Right now, what I'm doing is heating and air conditioning a storage area in my basement that I don't intend to heat and cool. And that's been going on for 2 years. Of course, I pay monthly for that. First and foremost, I needed to express my concerns to somebody in hopes that possibly Trane would read my comments and that they would at least talk to me, again, someone other than their contracted customer service. That's really my main hope then, my main motivation, and my main hope now is just to be able to talk to Trane.